Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Tribune Sports Live, brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration of Birmingham. I'm Zack Steele, here with Damian Mitchell. And Damian, only 2 homecoming games to talk about this week, but both big wins for our local teams.
Impressive performances, blowouts in both homecomings. Really good showing for both teams.
Hewitt-Trussville has a record setter now in Paul Tyson.
Yeah, he's the career touchdown leader for the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. He passed Brandon Cox, so that is a pretty big feat. You know, everybody wants to talk about, it's a quarterback league now, but still, when you break a record, I mean, it's still impressive.
And we're reaching the midway point of the season, and later on in the show, we're going to talk a little bit about where we are midway through the season and what we look for from our area teams. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Hewitt Huskies and their easy homecoming victory over Huffman.
Congratulations to Springville quarterback Austin Hutchinson for this week's selection for the most valuable player presented by Ortho Alabama Spine and Sports. Hutchinson finished with 185 passing yards and 4 touchdowns in the Tigers' 43-14 win over Crossville. Congratulations to Austin, and thanks to Ortho Alabama Spine and Sports for sponsoring the Most Valuable Player Award. Congratulations to Jada Cynthia George of Centerpoint for this week's selection for the Beds Express Scholar Athlete of the Week. Congratulations on the academic and athletic success, and thanks to Beds Express for supporting the student athletes in our area.
Trussville Vision Care is now proud to offer sports vision training for athletes. This sports-specific training improves hand-eye coordination and reaction time. As a former college athlete, Dr. Steele knows how important perfect vision is to succeed on the athletic field. For athletes, 20/20 vision is not enough. Trussville Vision Care.
Paul Davis Emergency Services of Northeast Birmingham helps by providing needed cleanup and restoration services. Through the appropriate tools and processes, we avoid wasting valuable time to get your property to its previous state as quickly as we possibly can.
Have you been to Discount Warehouse lately? New electronics, brand name makeup, and bedding arrive daily. Follow their Facebook page to find out about special sales on clothing, tools, and fireworks. Discount Warehouse, where you will never pay retail price.
All right, welcome back. And Damian, homecoming is supposed to be the pageantry. You go out and you're playing kind of a cupcake, sometimes at least at the college level it's that way. Hewitt-Trussville has Huffman, and they take care of business. A little sloppy on offense early.
Yeah, they started off kind of slow. It wasn't the typical Husky fast offense, but they still ended up rolling. Paul Tyson, as you know, perfect game, just put up astounding numbers as usual. And this is what you're supposed to do. And the defense shut out a team. So it doesn't really matter who you're playing against, but when you shut a team out, they still send shockwaves.
Absolutely. Let's talk for a minute. We always talk about the Husky offense. Let's talk about their defense for a minute. So the last 3 ball games, they have made some shifts, made some personnel changes. They've moved some people around into different places, and it seems to have made all the difference for them.
It really has, and you can tell that they're making a conscious effort on everybody on the team that they're out to stop the pass. And I believe that they've done a great job. Creed Parker has had the 4 interceptions over the past 3 games. And I mean, really and truly, when you're when their offense is putting up the numbers that Hewitt-Trussville is, it makes it a lot easier on defense to just hold teams out.
Just relax and play ball.
Exactly.
Right?
I think they're having a lot more fun on defense too, because they're flying around. It's not just one guy making all these plays. It's a group of Huskies making the plays on the ball, and that's what I was looking for the first half of the season, and now they're hitting their stride, and you can tell that they're getting better and better each week.
Well, it looks to me like they've simplified things, too. They're just like, at this point, they're like, just run to the ball, guys. Make plays.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing.
Absolutely. Well, they've got a tough one coming up this week, and we'll talk a little bit more about that one later on in the show. They have to travel to Vestavia for a region game, and that's a tough place to play, so we'll see how that one goes.
Indeed.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Springville and their homecoming victory over Crossville.
For every step of the home buying process, turn to Laura Cardwell Dennis with Keller Williams Trussville and Tanya Golden with First Bank Mortgage, located in the new Keller Williams office in downtown Trussville. They work together to ensure a pleasant home buying experience because their special interest is you.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Steele family. I've known Eddie Steele and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trussville's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial family take care of your family.
And the student body has elected for their 2018 Homecoming Queen, Miss Megan Barrett. Congratulations to everyone in the court. Please give a round of applause for all these students.
Welcome back, and Damian, the Springville Tigers have a blowout for their homecoming game. This game was over by halftime. They led 35-0.
Yeah, they look good. They look very impressive. Austin Hutchinson made plays all over the field, running and passing, and this is what I was looking for all the way through. I knew that the season hasn't been going the way that the Springville Tigers had hoped, but all they needed was a little confidence, and I think this homecoming win is going to play a factor in the next few weeks of the rest of the season. Well,
Hutchinson he can hit that home run ball, and he did it twice early in the game, and that pretty much got Springville going, and they ran out to a 35-0 lead and coast the rest of the way. We don't get to say that very much about Springville. No offense, you guys, but it was nice to see.
It was, and you can tell that they were having fun, and when you have a lot of fun, you have a lot more fun when you're winning. And I know it's been tough. It's been a rough season, but this was like their breath of fresh air, so to speak. They get a very, very comfortable win. And who's to say they can't do it next week and get Center Point?
Absolutely. That's who they'll play next week is Center Point. Big region game for them. When we come back, we're going to get into all our games coming up this week.
Kemp's Kitchen, located in the Trussville Shopping Center near the 459 Highway 11 interchange. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the whole family. And watch for our specials on 50-cent wings.
I'm Drew Lawley, General Manager at Courtesy Buick GMC. Come see us at Courtesy, where we have over 300 vehicles to choose from, including GMCs, Buicks, and certified pre-owned vehicles. Come see us at Courtesy or check us out at courtesybirmingham.com. Proud supporter of our area high school teams.
Welcome back to Tribune Sports Live, brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration of Birmingham. And Damian, it's time to talk about our games this week. We'll start with Clay-Chalkville as they host Shades Valley. Shades Valley, a pretty good team last year. They went into the playoffs. They've had a lot of rebuilding to do. They got blown out by Vestavia last Friday. So what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I believe Clay-Chalkville is going to pull this one off. They needed this bye week, to assess what they've done in the first half of the season. And I believe that they're going to get out rolling, and Shades Valley just happens to be the next opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. They get the bumps and bruises healed up. It should be an easy victory for Clay this week. All right, Hewitt-Trussville. This one's interesting. They travel to Vestavia, a place that has notoriously been tough to play for Hewitt. Their first victory against at Vestavia, I think, was under Josh Floyd just a couple of years ago. They're going to grind it out, Vestavia. They're going to power I, and they're going to run through that four-hole and run through that four-hole and run through that four-hole, and then they're going to hit you with play action. It should be an interesting ball game.
It should be. This is going to test the physical strength of the Hewitt-Trussville defense, to believe it or not. We know the offense is going to put up numbers. We know they're going to put up points. Are they going to be able to stop the Vestavia Hills offense and to know what's coming? Like, they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. It's going to be to take the defensive discipline to not get suckered in and get hit with that home run threat. But I do believe Hewitt-Trussville is going to pull this one out.
It should be. It's going to be a really interesting ball game, and I think Hewitt's going to win this game. But I don't think they're going to score as many points as they normally do, not because their offense isn't prolific, but because they're going to take the air out of the ball. Vestavia is going to take the air out of the ball. They're going to run that play clock down and hand the ball off. And they're going to shorten the game. I think Hewitt wins this game, but they may be in the 20s.
Right, and that's a pretty big thing when you've had over 44 points per game. I mean, it's going to look bad, but as long as it comes out with a W, so what?
So what? Absolutely. All right, Pinson Valley, they're hosting Gardendale. Pinson Valley, they may not be tested the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, and I don't see it happening this week. I believe Pinson Valley goes out and wins pretty easily. Just like Clay-Chalkville, they had a bye week last week, knocked out all the bumps and bruises. Bo Nix picks up where he left off with that offense. Jay Sharp is the running back. I don't see him stopping.
Gardendale, usually a pretty good team, pretty solid team, but they've had some rebuilding to do this year too. They're struggling a little bit. I think Pinson takes care of this game too. All right, Springville, Center Point. Can Springville keep the momentum going?
I believe that performance that they had against Homecoming against Crossville, I believe that was a telltale sign of what's to come. Center Point, is not really a notorious a good team, but I believe Springville, they needed this. They needed this Homecoming win, and the two things I saw, confidence and control. That was going to show against Center Point this week, and I think they pull out a victory.
Well, I like Springville in this one too. I think the key to this one is getting out early on Center Point. I think that they have to hit a couple of big plays, get Center Point on their heels a little bit, build some confidence, and I think they got a chance to win this ball game. I like Springville in this one too.
I do too, and you see they get a win right now. That's a region win, not and then they go 3-4. So it could be telltale to the end. They might have a chance of a playoff spot.
Yeah, they could backdoor their way to the playoffs. I totally agree with you. That's our show this week. We'll be back next week and have more reviews and have more previews. For Damian Mitchell, I'm Zack Steele. So long, everybody.